Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Rising. This is G Allastrology, and this is your January 2020 end of the month prediction. Listen up, folks. We've got some rocky roads ahead of us. Capricorn energy, and well, Capricorns tend to be assertive, so they kind of match up with Mars energy. At the end of this month, right, starting on the 25th till the end of the month, we have Venus and Mars squaring up, literally going head to head. Where are they going to land? What's it going to look like? This is me diving into that deep for you. Venus rules Taurus. Venus rules Libra. Venus is love. Venus is what I value. Venus is our resources. Venus is our money, right? Our tangible physical goods, things that we value. On the higher end, Venus is how I love myself, how I value myself, how I treat myself. Where am I at in that placement of love? What is love? Taurus, all about fixed earth. Doesn't like change. Uranus has been in Taurus for the last 2 years. For you, Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Risings, this has been your 5th house. Your 5th house is romance, children, creativity, joy. It's where I take a risk. So dating, all right? It's the romance in my committed one-on-one relationship. Uranus has been there shaking shit up, saying, what do you value? What do you love? What is it that makes you laugh? How do you express? This is all going through these changes. Everything, your resources connected to entertainment, your resources connected to fun, your resources connected to dating and having a good time, risk-taking, gambling, investing in the stock market. This is the 5th house. 5th house is also our automobiles. It's also real estate. You know, if you sell real estate, if you're into real estate. These are all 5th house matters. Now, Uranus being there for the last 2 years has been challenging this, been challenging what you value. So we are forced to reevaluate what we value. This is a Venus-ruled house. Libra is also a Venus-ruled house for you. For you, Capricorn Ascendants, your Libran energy has been in your professional career, up at your midheaven, your 10th house, the MC. This is my highest hopes, goals, and aspirations. This is the house of, this is what I came into this world to be recognized and acknowledged for. That is your 10th house, relationships. With Libra there, it could be law. With Libra there, it can also be the person who is the ultimate diplomat. That is the 10th house. That is a high expression of Libran energy. Diplomatic, because Libran energy wants things to be peaceful, wants to listen to what the left has to say, wants to listen to what the right has to say, and the diplomat is the person who can sit in the middle and be objective, listen to both sides, and then come to some sort of an understanding to try to bring both parties together. Capricorns, this is a challenging time because that Venus, Annie, that Venusian, that feminine love, money, what I value energy is being squared up with Mars. Mars is powerful. Mars is fiery. Mars is the flame. Mars is in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the arrow, the climber. Sag is the seeker. So you want to know what area in your life this square is happening. Keep in mind, I'm going to attach, if I already didn't mention it, the video for your new moon intention. In that video, it tells you where this Aquarian energy is. By the way, Aquarian is the 11th house. The 11th house is the house of gains, is the house of dreams. It's the house of where you can set intentions and the shit comes true. Well, we're having a new moon there. New moons are all about setting intentions. All right, so in the video, I'm going to attach it for you. You watch that, you figure that out by listening to what I say for you, Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Risings, and there's a whole buttload of other super high quality knowledge, super high quality information, extreme value that you can take forward and learn from and watch over many times because there's a whole bunch of other stuff included. But with this video right now, I'm going to give you dates and I'm going to explain to you what to look for so that you know how to navigate those waters. And when you see this stuff going down, when you see this happening, you can spot it, you can step back from it, you can detach from it, let it evolve, but at the same time, you know, like, don't harm anybody. And you also not be harmed by somebody else. So here we go. Your Venus, your love energy is, right? It's in Taurus. It's also, so that would be your 5th house, right? This is the house of romance. It's in your 10th house, the house of work, the house of where you are the ultimate diplomat in relationships, professional relationships, okay? So far we're talking personal relationships, we're talking your professional relationships. Venus herself, the transiting Venus, is literally going to be located in your 2nd house, conjunct, hold on, let's back up. I'm sorry, in your 3rd house, conjunct Neptune. Your 3rd house is all about business. It's all about co-workers. It's all about networking. It's about communication. It's about social media. It's about the internet. The 3rd house is how we communicate. It's also about my immediate surroundings. So if you are, you know, it could be that means at home, like when we're kids, it would be our siblings. It can also represent as an adult, right? When we're talking transits later in life, as an adult, it could be coworkers, people you work with, people you have had to hook up with in ways where, okay, we're a business partner for this project. Because I know there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. We've got a lot of people who are self-employed listening, people who are like, you know what, I'm doing my own thing. So keep in mind, this would be people that you network with on a regular basis. Okay. At this time, that is where your Venus is. Now, she is conjunct Neptune. So I have to talk about what the hell does that mean? Neptune, this is Pisces in your 3rd house. Piscean energy is about solitude. It is about a place where you go to rejuvenate. And you do that in such a way where it's just you. It's just you maybe getting connected to source, getting connected to the source within yourself, getting connected in quiet time. Now, how do people do that? How do they escape to do that? Because that is what Pisces energy is. You see the word Pisces equals the word escape. So in your 3rd house, escaping from communications, some folks would watch movies. Some folks use a substance to escape, right? To escape the communications. But your communications are going to be, because it's Piscean energy, you want your communications to be beautiful all the time. Right? But especially for the last, well, you've had Neptune in that house for a long time. It's been 7 years roughly that you've had Neptune there. So your communication has been evolving in the last 7 years of your life, depending upon how old you are, if you've been alive for that long, because we do have some young viewers, believe it or not. That Neptune energy is very idealistic. So it wants things to be peaceful, beautiful. It's where we are all one. It's where I understand that what I say to you, what I do to you, I do to myself. What I do to you, what I say to you, I end up doing and saying to myself. So if I hurt you, I hurt me. We're all one, we're all connected. It's unity. That's what the Piscean energy represents. It's the circle. It's the God symbol of the circle. Pisces energy, connecting to source. How do I do that? When Venus is involved, Venus likes nice things aesthetically, because she rules Taurus. So she likes things to taste good. She likes things to feel good. She likes for things to smell good, to look good. So Venus is going to be all about indulging, because Neptune covers our eyes. All right. So it'll be a high time of wanting to really deeply indulge and not being aware of how these deep indulgences may not be the best things for us, because it's in this Neptune energy. Remember, Neptune is all about covering the eyes. It's the rose-colored glasses where we don't see 100% of what's really going on. Its whole purpose is to create greater vision for us by throwing, these clouds of illusion in our path, thereby forcing us to really learn how to see through the murky waters, how to get through the clouds, how to get through the fog and to see the truth. So Venus is all about indulging. okay, self-indulging in things that make her feel good. So it could be chocolate, right? It could be a nice hot bubble bath. It could be just chilling by myself, reading a book, watching a movie, meditation. It could be just, you know, things where you're just really trying to be in this place where you just want to do what feels good for you. Now, when we talk about relationships, how does that work, right? Mars and Venus together is the masculine and the feminine having a good time together. Well, Venus doesn't sound like she's trying to get together. It might not be too complicated, though, because it's in this house placement of doing things together. It's in the third house, and the third house is, if you're a kid, it's my siblings. So you're typically doing things with siblings. I know a little person who, it's my nephew, who will literally, I'd have to relook at their chart, but I wouldn't be surprised that doing things with siblings is so important. So there's like playtime it involves, whether it's pretending to be in a play, pretending to be in a movie, like having little skits and roles and, you know, just having a lot of good playtime together, trying to figure out a way where we can all have a good time and no one's going to be left out. But Venus being self-indulgent, having this solitary vibe about her, this might be a little awkward. It might be like, okay, what's going on? We're changing things. So when we talk about adults and we talk about the Mars energy now, where is Mars in your chart? Mars is going to be located in your 12th house. This is where it becomes complicated. Mars is very fiery, very driven, very go after my goals. Now, Mars represents our ego. So it is our ego, all about me, okay, because that's Mars, facing off Venus, who right now is all about me, and not about compromise. Okay, Venus is right now at this time about, but this is what I need. Can't we go out to dinner and go to where I want to go eat, right? That's what Venus is going to be saying at this time. Now, you're going to want dates. When does this happen? So this begins around the time that we're to set our new moon intentions. We have a new moon on the 24th, but definitely go watch the video because I give you all the details on how that works out. And along with this detail, this video is the accompaniment, which tells you that starting on the 25th, you're going to feel this tension. So this is in your 12th and your 3rd house. Your 12th house is 100% about you, the hidden factors of you, Capricorn, that you are not aware of. The 12th house is your subconscious thinking. It is your mental health that you are not aware of. It is thoughts that you have, feelings and emotions that you have that are hidden, that are subconscious. Okay? It is an emotional house. It is our mental house. It involves all of that. It involves past life history. So this could be things from your childhood. All right? Ideas, thoughts that you hold within you that are all about me. It's almost like that child side of us. Like, well, this is what I want. I need this now. I want to do this, but I want to go there. It is those kind of thoughts that you have that randomly pop in and pop out and that go on this broken record at times that you have probably been so accustomed to, you ignore it. You turn it off and you're like, oh God, right? This is a time when this face-off comes, right? When this squaring occurs, where it brings that up. It challenges it. That's what a square is. It's stress. It's challenge. So it will bring those things to the surface and bring them to your consciousness. Now, using this in a way for your benefit would be recognize and acknowledge that and see, really realize and embrace, this is a child part of me. Right? This is a degree of me that I am still very childlike, where my ego is still very big and it's just purely about self. There are times in our lives, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to say ego is a bad thing. No, ego is what keeps us in check. Ego is what keeps us out of trouble. Ego is what keeps us alive when survival mode kicks in. Without that, we'd be dead. However, if it's kept unchecked, if it's not on a leash, it can control you. And so that is what this is about, Capricorn. Learning about this egoic part of yourself, these degrees of your being that are hidden from you. If they're hidden from you, they control you. So at this time, realize this is going to come about, embrace it for what it is, and say, you know what? Okay, I see this. This was something I kind of knew, but I would just kind of push away and not acknowledge, or recognize. So when we talk about the 12th house, anything that you keep hidden from yourself, realize it controls you two ways. Because thoughts that we have, thoughts that we maybe are even, let's say, aware of, say we become aware of them, and we emit them, we throw them at people. We sit there and we see people like, oh, that's son of a, they're doing this, they're doing that, right? And so we literally, thoughts really are things. We throw them out there. Remember, folks, energy is a boomerang. Just because your eyes, your physical eye can't see it, doesn't make that untrue. If that were the case, the 12th house wouldn't exist. Neither would the 8th house. These are the houses. And the 4th house, these are the water houses. These are the houses of emotions. These are the houses of energy that you cannot physically see, but it does exist. It's a real thing. It exists on a different plane. So knowing that the boomerang gets thrown out from yourself and then comes back to you, you want to emit the highest and the best. Now, I realize we are all on that same path. We are not emitting the highest and the best all the time, right? We're human. But we want to stay in check to when we see those moments come up. We want to say to ourselves, okay, I get it. This is that. How do I handle this? You want to just sit there and ring it in, bring it in, put a rope around it and be like, okay, listen, I get it. You're going through a tough time. But you know what? I heard it. All right? Recognize, acknowledge it, and move forward with it. Don't be unaware of the energy that you're throwing out there, because what you put out comes back multiplied. Remember that. What you put out comes back multiplied. Being intelligent, Capricorns, never met a stupid Capricorn yet. Being intelligent, that would make you realize, holy crap, if what I put out comes back multiplied, because it's just energy, it's a natural law. It's not just good and it's not just bad energy. It's energy in general. So you focus on that and you will change the way you think when you understand that it's going to come right back, and it's either going to be to your benefit or to your detriment. You choose. Now, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. This is typically when this is going to go down. All right. This is when these energies, when the square between Venus and Mars is the strongest. The way I'm looking at this, it's kind of like a married couple where they decide, you know what? We want to go on separate vacations. And what's wrong with that? That's a healthy thing. Each individual should be able to get to do what they want to do. You want to hunt? Go hunt. You want to fish? Go fish. You want to go to spa and just lay in a bubble bath? Then go do that. Or go lay on a beach for a week? Then go do that. That's healthy. Recognizing and acknowledging that we have independent needs and taking care of those independent needs is important, especially if you're married. Honoring that we are a unity, that we are a committed couple, but recognizing we still have times that we individually need time away. And so if there comes a year when it's like, okay, this year we're doing separate vacations, kind of see that time, these dates I gave you, as that. As this is time when we're going to go hang with the boys. We're going to go hang with the girls. We're going to do our own separate things. And it's going to be healthy, because then when you come back and join together, you can embrace one another. You will have enjoyed the time away, and you will have enjoyed your time together that much more. One word of caution for those who are in committed relationships. If you're on rocky road, this will definitely test that relationship. So keep that in mind. You will find out how strong of a relationship you actually are or are not in. All right? So Capricorn Ascendant, Capricorn Risings, I hope this has helped.